shit, wait, it's the wrong speaker. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Good morning. Ohashima, konshima, jiri to kingshima. I didn't oversleep at all. Not at all. This was fully intentional. Did I stay up until 4 AM reading furry manga? Maybe. I don't know. No, I didn't. But I'm kind of tired now. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Why do I end up sleeping at 4 AM when I know I need to stream the next day? When I have work tomorrow? When you know? Why do I do this to myself? Like, when I see 2 AM, I'm like, oh, it still seems a bit early. 3 AM, it's like, oh, it's getting a bit late, but you know, I could just read one more chapter. And then it's 4 AM, and you're like, oh, yeah, no, that's not good. Always comes back to furry. You read that manga on your Twitter. Was it good? Yeah. It's... I think it's good, but... to be honest, I haven't read the whole thing, but, yeah, so there's some English translations online. I've read that far, but if you look at the tags, there is smut on there. There is a smut tag, but hasn't, like, and so far, like, what I've read, it hasn't gone that far yet. So you know, it's not fully furry. It's only a little bit furry. You know, but it's not very smart. It's what I've read so far. I would consider it furry shoujo manga. Okay, it's not. It's not what you think it is. It's not that bad. I swear it's not as bad as you think. Okay, guys, I'm not a furry. It's just the way they draw it. It's kind of cute. Okay. It's the art style. It's not me. It's the way that they portray the character. I'm not a furry. Anyways, yeah, I think, you know, you don't need to check it out. It's fine. It's okay. The manga's, it's cute, but it's not like, it's okay. You don't need to read it. I did try reading the authors, like, cause yeah, I read that one, the one that was on Twitter, and then I read a bit of like the author's older work. That's also kind of furry. That's also furry, but like it's the older one, like the OG one, is a lot more spicier. Like the OG one is like 3 chapters in, they're already, you know. But the new one is pure. The new one is fine. It's not bad. Yeah, anyways, today we're playing Ace Attorney again. Last time we left off, we finished like the very beginning part where, you know, someone accused us of murdering some British guy, and it wasn't us, but it looks like it was us, and we have to somehow stop ourselves from going to jail, and that is... Yeah, let's not talk about the furry manga anymore. Yeah, so Ace Attorney. Let's continue playing that today. So without further ado, let's get back to the game, shall we? Hopefully it will actually play this time. Oh, you caught her from the VOD? Thank you. That's very nice of you. Okay. Where is it? Where'd you go? Okay. Hopefully, yeah. No, I need to restart this game because it's playing from the wrong speaker. Yeah, but... Bum, please show up. Oh god. Oh yeah, it's here. We got it this time. You know what, maybe I was just doing things wrong last time. Wait, where is it? Okay. Yeah, okay, we got it. Continue. Yeah, I think so. Also, is the volume okay? 22nd November, 11:38 AM. Oh, I forgot how much reading I have to do for this game. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendant's Antechamber 5. Teeny bit loud. Okay, I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. Is this better? Ugh, my heart was in my mouth the entire time. That was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. You're drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and your mum's spaghetti. You were grinding your teeth. It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you were finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. As expected of me, I'm a lawyer. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Forget it, it's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your phantom lady at last. Miss Giselle Britt, a student from Great Britain, is she? What voice did I use for him before? I can't remember. Let me do a kind of cooler voice. Not that I have one. That's what I was trying to tell. No, I'm kidding. Every voice I do is cool. Trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along. Yes, you have, haven't you? I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I'm sure of. Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Girl, I'm so happy. Happy about what? Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself, then on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table. I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor. Don't pick it up with your bare hands, you dumbass. And just after I bent down and picked it up. This down there. Oh, hi Mia. This young gentlewoman. I think it's so funny they call her a gentlewoman instead of a lady. I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come down. The waiter ran over to me looking as white as a sheet. And he bundled me into some kind of small pantry next to the kitchen. Huh? Fast thinking by the detective, he apprehended the suspect without a moment's delay. Yeah, because I was shut in the wait, I was shut in the pantry? I was shut in the pantry? Hold on a second. Wait, what did I just read? Hold on a second. Okay. He bundled me into the kitchen. Why didn't he tell me this earlier? I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. Oh, there you are. Well done, both of you. Who are you? Oh, it's him again. Professor Mikotoba! Wow, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say. He's my roommate. Of course we do. Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial. Our modern country is still in its infancy. Our justice system, even more so. Which is why we have this complete newbie defend himself in court for a murder trial. I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. So you're gonna sacrifice me? You're gonna sacrifice me in this trial? I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled. Wow, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life. Yeah, imagine his guilt if he couldn't defend me and I go to jail. Like his best friend goes to jail. I don't think he'd want to go to Great Britain afterwards. I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway. So true. A man like him wouldn't go to study overseas without me. What are you saying, Kazuma? So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way. Kazuma! Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man. Wow, so in the end, even though I have to defend myself, it's up to me? Huh? He could have just helped me in the first place. Don't you think it would have been better if he was just my lawyer in the first place? I think we'd have a higher chance instead of like having me defend myself entirely. And knowing what is happening, you should never pick up the gun. Why? Your own fingerprints are printed on the gun. Exactly, so true, 100%. You're so right, bestie. To me? Yes, you need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in the restaurant. In that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case. Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim? Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UMI. John Wilson, such a default name. And it was I who invited him. Fuck you, why'd you invite him over? I bet you killed him. Oh, I see. I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. But let's not forget who we're up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. How am I supposed to? What do I say for the exclamation mark? Yes, I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I've no doubt you people will put up a good fight right to the last. Yeah, hell yeah we will. I'm going to jail otherwise. Best of luck. Thank you. Now then. I hate this guy. I need you to run around at the university at once. It's something I think we may need. Of course. Of course, pretty lady. Who are you? Good luck, Kazuma-sama. Like she's not gonna say good luck. Wait, Kazuma's my friend, right? Not Yunosuke. Oh, do they have something going on? Are they dating? Defendant Naruhodo. Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once. It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow. Before those old fossils know what's hit them. So true, bestie. Kazuma. What? Thank you. Really? What for? Well, if you hadn't said you believed me, then fairly sure I'd already have been found guilty by now. So true. Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer and as a friend. Are you even a lawyer? You're still a student. Can you really call yourself a lawyer? Coming from you, that means a lot. Hello, Shimahunter. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really gonna give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. Yeah, stop guilt-tripping me right now. I don't need this kind of pressure. So this isn't my battle anymore. What was it? Is guilt-tripping the right word? No, it isn't. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. We can't lose. Otherwise, I'm going to jail. That's the bigger problem. I don't want a lifetime. I don't want lifetime imprisonment. Alright then, I'll save the thank yous for after the trial. You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals like I like from Yume Cafeteria on University Street. That's so, with an extra large portion, of course. Ha 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 ha. They're such good buddies. 22nd November, 12:09 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2. Murmur. Court hereby resumes the trial of Yunosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Aochi, have you managed to subpoena the witness? Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government. Sorry. Kind of funny. Yunosuke Naruhodo, his last name, it's a pun name. Yeah. Isn't it the same for Phoenix, right? Isn't he also something Naruhodo? Can't remember. Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about. Phoenix Wright is full of puns. It's highly unlikely that the good relations we forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation founders? Again, terribly sorry. I mean, I've been framed for murder. What do you want? If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. So true. You really have nothing to worry about, Yunosuke. What do you mean? A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England? Damn it! Shut up, you jumped up rookie boy! You and your friend know nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. The localization name is a pun too. Right equals right. Really? Oh shit, you're right. You're right. Ha 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 ha. Sasuga, wait, I didn't read that. What was it? By aligning ourselves with this great willpower, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures. I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student and one who would arguably study harder too. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there is one thing that I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. So true. Sasuga, my friend. Well said, Inosuke. Despite the wide-eyed look of terror. You little brats! Thank you, Council. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system, and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Giselle oh my gosh, it's the bitch herself. Come on, show yourself. Yes, Your Excellency! However, both Apollo and Amphia's names are from Greek characters. Oh yeah, true. Oh my gosh, it's kind of sexy! Wow, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan and from such a distant land. Can she even speak Japanese? Or, I guess we're speaking English here. Never played Ace Attorney a day in my life, but I'm entertained. Thank you. Alright, here we go. Tea! Someone bring English tea! In England, no discussions take place without tea. Is that true? No idea. He hasn't been to Great Britain yet. So him. We brought her to court after she wasn't supposed to be identified. It's cause we used our powers of deduction to deduct that she actually existed, and they were like, oh, shoganai na. And then they brought her here. Could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court? Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I've been working undercover as a head waiter at Le Carnival, but... Yes, we know about you already. We're asking about the fine lady next to you. Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first. Is that true? Star. More importantly, a little earlier today you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are one thing you're sure of. Oh, yes, I think I did, didn't I? Yeah, your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. He's a simp! He's a simp! Is he a simp? Jeez, I thought you were gay for me, homie. What is this? Sorry, you know, escape the powers of observation aside. Your powers of description are sorely lacking. Guilty. So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please. Wait, I find this interesting. This game, they're using the same mechanics since Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. Hasn't it always been the same since, like, the very beginning? Simp! He's a simp! Cringe! Oh, I want to see her face! We need a translator. I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but what? The lady says her name is Giselle Britt. She comes from London, England. She is a visiting research student, currently enrolled in UMA University's medical faculty. Oh my, what a rare sight to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird song. As far as I can tell. The detective is translating her words faithfully enough. How do you know? Oh wait, you can speak English. Yeah, I agree. Haha, you'll obviously do fine an England customer. Her English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes, Yunosuke. Oh, okay. I guess, yeah. Yeah, okay. Not gonna lie, she's pretty fine. She's kind of fine. She kind of, you know. The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Britt. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called Le Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct? Do I have to do this every time? She says, yes. You know, I love random English in anime. What was it? My magic stick. Oh, how did it go again? My Blu-ray box set. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm enjoying Shima's voice acting. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I am very fluent in English. This could take some time. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any English, any Japanese. She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately. Interesting, when you're the one who engineered her escape. I was just following special orders from the bureau. Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight— man, they're all Sims— caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps? Apparently it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight. Sorrowful sight. Do you mean to say? Yes, it would appear the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused standing right there in this courtroom shot the victim in cold blood. We already proved that I wasn't the one who shot the gun. Shut up, lady. Order in the court. You can't use the powers of simps to fight back against me. Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement. Well, looks like it's clear now. clear who our real enemy is. Yeah, don't fall for her, Kazuma. Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described. Also forgot, my friend did tell me and over because we're the lawyer. We're actually hated always. Witness testimony. Are we gonna go through her and we have to pick out like the inconsistencies? A frightful and sorrowful sight. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beef steak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor and they got into a fierce argument. I didn't fight with him! Then not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. Wow, are we supposed to just believe that? Huh? Huh? Do you not use guns in England like back in the day? No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all. Quiet, you filthy wench, filthy rich. Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard, and look at the Snow White angel. You're just the simp. Oh my god. I'm sure that even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine those whose words the court is gonna believe. This is not fair. You're still making the same mistakes, Yunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. That is a lesson you need to learn. No, but he's so annoying. Yeah, he is. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the two witnesses who testified before and reported back to the bureau. I need it. Wait, let me get a sip of water. I need some water. I'm back. The water was good. This lady has a big hat and is very convincing. We go in jail. No, what do you mean? Are you a simp as well? Is it just cause she has a whole swan on her head? Just cause she's kind of, she has a nice, like, her side profile's kind of nice. Don't fall for this beautiful lady. It was decided that Miss Britt was not involved, so I let her go. The testimonies of the last two witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so, on the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there's nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm. What about underneath her butt? This part, do you see that? I bet she still has it there. I would think that she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to. Yeah, like in her hat, and her butt thing. Unless and until the precise location where the witnesses to have hidden a weapon can be shown, this is moot. I'll show you where you can hide a gun. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. This is so dumb. Bro, why am I in this courtroom? You guys are all idiots. Those are the witness' own words on the matter. Ugh, that's ridiculous. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it. Yeah, can I just check your underwear this is for the purposes of the court? This is for the trial. Can I lift your skirt, mayhaps, my lady? Don't think about doing anything rash and do not scare. But I didn't find the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day. You're right about that, which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Nah, this one's gonna be a gun. Oh, you're right! I feel like it might be, actually. Oi, if this turns out to be like a spoiler, bit of me, I'm gonna get you. I have a feeling like the gun, yeah, the swan's the gun or something like that. Very legitimate lawyer request, definitely. Yes, that's why that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we'll need to pull her testimony apart. It's definitely the swan. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Oh yes, Your Excellency. It's cross-examination time. I swear if it is, I'll cry. I feel like it might be. Be grateful Hewan is not here or you would be in trouble, King Shima. For what? For flirting with a lady? It's okay. I have many concubines. A frightening and sorrowful sight. I'd arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beefsteak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor and they got into a fierce argument. I need to prove this. Wait, hold on. How do I go back? Let's press on this. I never got into an argument with the professor. All I did when I noticed him was go over to say hello. Please don't get angry with me. No, I wasn't directing that retort at you. It was only meant for the lady next to you. But anyways, as I said, I did not argue with the professor. I did not. I'm afraid your words are in vain. Sorry? Miss Bird does not appear to speak Japanese. No, of course not. Japanese is such a cumbersome language anyways. English is the future. We must all speak English too. I wonder if the prosecution will feel that way forever. We're only in the presence of a beautiful woman, I'm so glad that my bestie is not a simp. Well, that beautiful woman is telling blatant lies with a completely straight face. Is this guy a reverse weeb? Yeah, he's a Westerbu. He's a, what's the name of that guy in the meme? You know, the cowboy Jack or something like that. I have to find something that will unravel her testimony, no matter how seemingly insignificant it may be. Anyways, it seems that after the argument, the accused briefly returned to his own seat. That part ties in with what you said, doesn't it? I'm so sorry if this is awful to do into Japan. What? Yes, I still had some coffee to drink. And the next time you got up after that was when I'd finished my coffee and stood up to leave. And not long afterwards, the accused... Is it accused or accused? Took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. So she's maintaining that you got into an argument with the professor at the end of which... It's accused, not accused. What is that supposed to mean? So she's maintaining that you got into an argument with the professor at the end of which you shot him. Which is an out and out, totally unfounded lie. Still, her statement is very compelling. After all, she's an elegant, refined, young and beautiful gentlewoman from Great Britain. In stark contrast to you, dressed from head to toe in a dull black school uniform. What do you have against me, huh? You're wearing the same uniform. I'm dressed exactly the same way you are, except for the flapping red ribbons. You tell him. Well, anyway, this is our only chance to expose her testimony as the fiction that it is. Kazuma, please no, I thought you wanted to help us. I thought you were on my side, huh? I thought you were on my side. I didn't know you had something against me. What? Why? Is it my uniform? If I can't do that, the trial's over. Even you with your thick skin must be able to feel the murderous looks you're getting from around the room. What? Why is he roasting me? I thought you were in love with me. Only too well. I feel half dead already. And the fact that I can't see a single inconsistency in her testimony isn't making me feel any better either. The First thing to do is press her on any of her statements that seems even slightly off to you. Yeah, I know, I forgot to do that. I skipped. I know what to do. Divided, an opening will present itself, I promise you. I need to expose the true face of this exotic foreigner that's hiding behind the mask. That's what I should be aiming for in this cross-examination. Let's go. Mangle. Okay, yeah, that seems okay. Joel. Interference argument. Let's press this one as well. You got it! Like I said, I did not shoot the gun. I did not. And like I said, there's no point repeating that assertion over and over. Well, I wasn't expecting you to be attacked by my own side. Why is he doing this against me, huh? Bestie! Why? Nevertheless, wrong voice. Nevertheless, defendant, you can't deny that when the shot ran out the restaurant, you had a gun in your hand. Well, yes, that's true, but all I did was pick up the gun I saw on the floor next to the professor as I was leaving the restaurant. In fact, yes, there was someone much closer to the victim than me at the time. The highly suspicious lady. That will do, you dirty, rotten scoundrel. How dare you speak my lady's name? Dirty? Your baseless accusations could very well cause an international incident, boy. Seems to me that your accusation is just as baseless as ours. Whose side are you on? Haha, what nonsense. The lady is merely stating what she saw. And this is already an international incident as far as I'm concerned anyway. Press on. Hi! It's Shimano's voice. Yeah, I forgot his voice by Shimanohiro, isn't he? That's all very well saying that, but can you prove it? Absolutely. I verified it personally. You verified it? How? You? What did you do with her? What'd you do with her? Huh? What did you? Huh? How did you check her? Did you check all over? Did you check her body? Yes, immediately after the incident, I checked to make sure the lady was not carrying a weapon. I distinctly remember her saying, "I'm not." That's all you did? You just asked her? Surely you carried out a physical search, Inspector. No. Huh? Why on earth not I do it? I'll do it for you. The Honorable English gentlewoman clearly stated that she did not possess a weapon. There was obviously no need for any further probing into the matter. Or there was no permission given for any further probing into the matter, perhaps. Think what you will, but if you're going to continue with this preposterous claim that the refined lady was concealing a firearm, the prosecution demands that you support your assertion with facts. Can I carry out a physical search on her? In other words, he wants evidence. The lady wishes to point out that she, of course, wanted to stay and assist with the investigation. But she was in a hurry to give a presentation at the university, so she was compelled to leave. In English and language. Not to mention the fact that your office had told you to get the woman out of there. Not get her out of there. I just urged her to leave. That's the same thing, you dumbass! The lady would like to point out that she in no way meant to run away from the scene of crime. Which is why she is only too happy to cooperate and testify here in court today, of course. Objection! Knowing the detective, it's very inappropriate to touch a lady you're not supposed to touch. But I want to touch her. Unlike a certain student who refuses to admit when the game is up. You could at least have the courtesy to pay attention when I'm goading you. He's just an attention seeker. So she's maintaining that you got into an argument with the professor at the end of which you shot him. Which is an out and out, totally unfounded lie. still, her statement is very compelling. After all, she's an elegant, refined, young, and beautiful gentlewoman from Great Britain. And so, why are you saying this again? Wow, is this a repeat? Okay, we had this before. Yeah, okay, what do I need to do now? You sure you didn't shoot him, Shima? Are you guys all simps as well? Are you guys all— nobody's gonna believe me? You know what, maybe I don't even believe myself. Let me see what evidence I have. I don't think I have much to go off here. Surely after 2 p.m. Oh, there's nothing to show the woman, and that's not all. Look here in the upper left where it says kitchen. This is the traditional Japanese word for kitchen. No one would use it. So true, so true. Can I use this as in my cross-examination though? Kitchen. Okay, wait, I've already done this. It's okay. It's okay. Hurry up! Talk faster. Not only English is hard, but also kanjis. Kanji 難しいね. Kanji むず. Should I press on with the other two I didn't press for? Carbonated water, strength carbonated water, shake my head. Cringe. But you know, if you look at the layout, here, do you guys see something suspicious? Why is he sitting on the side where the steak is? Why is he sitting on the steak side? When the lady should have been eating on the side. If the lady was eating on the side, why was he sitting here? And why was his chair facing backwards? Okay. Let's press this one. After 2 p.m. in fact. That's really quite a late lunch, isn't it? You don't keep up with the latest fashions from Britain, do you? Late luncheons are en vogue. Isn't that right? No? Oh. A decisive English no has quite a sting to it. The gentlewoman is currently working in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. So it was apparently a daily occurrence that they would lunch together. But on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first. Yes, which we can prove from the medical report card that was submitted as evidence earlier. That's right. Miss Britt and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why it was so late. Yes, that all makes perfect sense. Such a wonderful logic. What a shining example of English intelligence this fine gentlewoman is. So you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next? Beef. Let's press on this. Hi. Hi. He was unable to eat, you say? And that was because he just had a tooth removed at the clinic, correct? That's right. You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering. Why are you answering for her? Huh? Was Miss Britt aware of that fact? It seems so, yes. She'd heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean that it was you who ate the steak pictured here. Is that right, Miss Britt? That's right, yes. The print you have here shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying events. Exactly as it was left, huh? We're gonna get you later on this. We're gonna get you later. Dear me, what a harrowing experience. To have traveled to such a distant land on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Have no fear, my dear lady. Milady, I'm here to protect you. I swear I will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight. Now give me pussy. So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all. That's right. I've been some carbonated water. Just water? Yes, the professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. So it appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. They each raised a glass of carbonated water. What do you think, Inosuke, about the witness's last statement? I hate carbonated water. It's very meaningful. That last statement of yours, Miss Britt, has a profound bearing on this case. Well, how fascinating. Do tell us, what is this profound bearing, The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony. Well, sidestepped, counsel. Very well, Miss Britt. Kindly repeat what you just said to be added to official testimony. Gladly, she says. That was brilliant, Kazuma. I'm gonna remember that one. I don't need it now. I need it for later. Which one? The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase. I'd hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience in that, Inosuke. Why are you telling me off? The amount of simping is unreal. You know, it's when you have a swan lady, it'd be like that sometimes. I ordered a beefsteak for myself and the professor and I said cheers over a glass of carbonated water. Ugh. Oh no, that's what we just did. After a while, I came out with a great impression and got into a fierce argument. Hold on, let me look at the evidence. Carbonated water. Clearly a record of some carbonated water, okay? No food or drink other than water for 3 hours. Mizu? Does carbonated water count as water, guys? You know, I had 8 teeth removed at once. Had my premolars and my wisdom teeth removed at one time. So I had 8 teeth removed in one go before. And that was with just general, is it general? What's the local anesthesia? Yeah, if it's soda, then I don't think it counts as water, right? Am I gonna try it? Yeah, hold on, there. How do I go back? Okay, we get it, hurry up. Oh, get it. Give me back to it. Well, how come they removed so many teeth? It's because I needed to get Invisalign braces. Hold on. Other glasses. Okay, let me. Should I try to present the evidence? Should I try to? You know, if I get a crossover this, I'm gonna be upset. But you know, you gotta take risks sometimes. I'm gonna Hi. Statement is clearly odd. What it appears to be odd is the way you're presenting yourself. Oh, pay no attention. Ah, fuck, I fucked up. I fucked up. Yeah, 変だな。なんだろう。なんだろう。いや、どこが変だよ。It's getting harder. むずっ。Which part did I not press on before? Do I need to press on the carbonated water thing again? There's something about the carbonated water, right? Ah, there's only one glass here. Haha. Baka. 知ってた。バカだな、私。I got it. It's in the photo. Can I get my thing back? That's the photo. There's only one glass on the photo, unless they were sharing a glass together. That's a bit weird. My powers of absorption. わかった。ちょっと待って。Cheers over. I present you with the evidence of this photo. This one. I don't think you can see it in that one. これだよ、これ。意義あり。That's it! Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. That it was exactly as it was left. That is correct, the lady says. Well, that is, it's odd. Very odd. Damn me, what's odd is the defense's inability to express itself. Yunosuke, what is it about the print that looks odd to you? Well, obviously, it's the chairs. The chairs? Miss Bird just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, there should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1. So true, I'm a genius. Oh, the 天才だわ. You're quite right, Counsel. There's only 1 glass pictured here. Yeah, get it. Oh, we're supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over minutiae. What is that word? What possible difference does the presence or absence of a glass make on this case? Yigiyari. Minutiae. What the fuck is that word? I've never seen that before. You say? Could it be that the detective here removed a glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence? Of course not! I'll never do something so reckless. But there should have been 2 glasses on the table! Or are you trying to tell me you can clink with only 1? Can you clap with only 1 hand, huh? Big brain tumor. Yeah, of course. You're quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table. You're saying that now, huh? Inspector, what did the lady say? It would seem that it was Miss Britt who took the glass from the table. What? It was also terrifying, everything that happened. I panicked and thought I should try to hide the fact that I'd been there at all, she's saying. Wow, she's hiding evidence now. Good gracious. Sorry. Sorry. I forgive you, milady. There, as I assured the court before, this is not of no consequence at all. Oh, please. We must remember that the student had just murdered this lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who could blame her for concealing a glass or 2 in her state of disarray? Wow. That's absurd. Oh, really? So do we take it that you're now going to accuse this vulnerable, young, and beautiful woman of mischief? What? No. This can't be put down to mischief. I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene. Sim, she stole the glass. Yeah, she's a pickpocket. This one. It would seem that she slipped it into the small handbag she was carrying. A handbag, you say? Yes, Your Excellency. A small handheld pouch commonly carried by well-to-do women in England. That must be a pretty damn big pouch if you can fit a whole wine glass in there. So the beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on this case. The student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning. Logical reasoning, isn't that what you should be using? But in the end, it comes to nothing. Absolutely monumental amount of simp from the student. 100%. No more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already. Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed this glass. I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for defense, are you in agreement? I don't know really. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance. Help me, bro, help me! I've been doing all the work here. Yes, you're right. So she took the glass away in her handbag. If there's a deeper significance there, it's the handbag. Wait, the lady put the glass in her handbag, you say? Then she could totally conceal a gun in there. Yes, you're trying to keep up. It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlewomen carry handbags for small items. That's not even small. Let me see. A little while ago, Miss Britt stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Exactly. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag. In which it would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun. Oh, Tashkani. You're right. Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too. Bro, just tell me. Dude, if you notice it, just tell me. What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard? It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire that gun, we can deduce there must have been another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will. You can't seriously be suggesting. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Did you or did you not search Miss Giselle Britt's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir. I did not. I would never touch a lady's handbag. Hold on. Hold on a sec, I need to charge my phone. I find this funny, even though you picked up the gun was aiming the wrong way. Exactly. I guess there's no, no security cameras back in the day. As I thought! In other words, another gun. The one that was actually used to kill the professor. Could have been hidden in Miss Britt's handbag! I have a feeling it's her hat. I have a feeling that the swan is the gun. Because I feel like I got spoiled before. Something like that. Maybe I watched someone's playthrough. I can't remember. How do I know this? Order. No spoilers, just kidding. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I remembered wrong. What is the meaning of this, Inspector? The meaning of what, prosecutor? Ouchie. Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag and show the contents at the time? Shima can see into the future. I'm just kidding. I don't know what's going on, but I have a feeling that it is the hat. Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations. Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. Do you think so, Kazuma? It's just a suspiciously big hat. Why does she need a hat that big? To hide her secrets in? Wow, what a sorry situation. Clearly you have no faith in the police. Why are you bleeding from your mouth again? As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting. Simply because it was unnecessary. Because I'm a gentleman. Unnecessary in what way? I ought to thank the student lawyer, really. No, not the violence. I have a piece of evidence here that I had completely forgotten about. Now you're just gonna bring up fake evidence. This photographic print. Bro, hand it in from the beginning. You can't just be adding evidence in the middle, of a trial. So Hosonaga, you really need medications for blood coming. I know, he's got like TB or something. Tuberculosis. This print is of a photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shoot. Bro, you were just hiding that. What's on his wrist? As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Britt's handbag. Oh, it's like one of those see-through ones. Well, I never. You can see right through to what's inside. Bro, she just had like a full wine glass in there. That's right. Apparently, meshwork bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment. So the contents are clearly visible. Exactly. So there was no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. It's a red herring. It's to lead us off. As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Britt's guilt here. Thank you for helping to prove that, Naruhodo-san. Fuck you. Wah! Yeah, she was stealing the glass. She's a little pickpocket. Order! Inspector Hosonaga, you will submit that print as evidence at once. Certainly, Your Excellency. The photograph of the handbag has been entered into the court record. I think you've had long enough to cross-examine the witness counsel. The court has now been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted into the court record appears to have no further significance, I am satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt on this matter, and I must make my ruling. Indeed, and there is only one logical conclusion, that the pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime. Shouldn't it be proved beyond reasonable doubt? Shouldn't it be, Shouldn't it be, you know, what is what's it, actors reus? Fuck, what's it called? Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around. I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start. Oh, Kazuma. I'm so sorry, Inosuke. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue. What? I guess I'm going to jail. You mean this is it? So, I must say you put up quite a fight for a rookie student, but the weak are meat while the strong eat. You are wasting your time. There is no way to defeat true justice. In fact, you can chew onto your heart's content from the inside of your cell, you heathen. This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit? And Kazuma needs to go to Great Britain to study. His dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazuma. What? Is there really no chance of turning this trial around? You heard the judge. There's nothing about that last photograph the detective produced that we can contest. Which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue. Shimo's born to voice Lauchi. Hey, that doesn't make me happy at all. Very well, I will now proceed immediately to the ruling. It seems we will be able to report to the British government on time after all. That smug little... Inosuke Naruhodo, having considered all of the evidence... What? Bro. Hi! Mate kudasai, Your Excellency! Inosuke? I, Bokuwa, Anata rule on this case. Rule on this case yet. You get it. This amateurist is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems that the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom. Yes! Your Excellency, Choto, a minute ago you said this. As the photographic print just submitted appears to have no further significance. There is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Shikashi! Now that means that if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail, I mean, then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question! Yiggy! This is blatant straw-clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows is the handbag the gentlewoman was carrying on the day in question. There can be no problem with his evidence. You better know what you're doing, Inosuke. I understand your objection, counsel. The weeb figure's hurting my brain and soul. What do you have against us, Anata? Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from this handbag. Ha! My thoughts exactly! Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes. Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There's something about this photograph which just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it. Very well, I will grant the defense one final opportunity. What? But be warned that if I'm unsatisfied— Why are you hitting the hammer against your hand like that? I don't like that. Well, you're gonna beat me up. Be warned if I'm unsatisfied by your response here. The trial will be over with immediate effect. Did I make myself clear? Hi, Your Excellency! Wakarimashita! So take another look at this photographic print Inspector Hosonaga submitted before. You will identify for the court where in this print we see the significant detail to which you have alluded. Kochida! Kochi じゃないの? Eh? Do I present? Hi! Look at this here! Cosmetico kudasai. This very unusual mark on the victim's wrist. That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description. Yeah, get at it! Damn me, I was pondering what new pitfall you would come out with a burn you say on the victim's wrist. Clearly that has nothing whatever to do with this magnificent... this is nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag. Yes, that is a burn mark, you're right. Go on, Inspector. The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't note it in his report. Note it in your report! What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered this burn, do we? And no possible way of knowing either. It looks like a burnt heart mark. It looks like a bull, actually. The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark. However, as Professor Archie points out, unless a firm connection to this case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn. Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Britt has a lunch appointment with the Dean and other university staff. I'm in a hurry. I need to go and have have lunch with the staff. She would like to know if she may be excused from the stand now. Fuck, you don't leave. Oh, of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you up for any longer, and may we go out for tea after this, perhaps? I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway. What's your thinking on this, Yunosuke? Do you believe this burn does have something to do with the case? To be honest, I'm not really sure. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over! Alrighty there! So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging, in the hope that I might uncover something useful. Yes, you're right. I am? You just stop with the die puns. Why are you hitting the table? If we can just link that burn to the case. If we can do that, we might be able to prise the shutting door back open again. Just give up, Counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that. Indeed, I'm afraid that without evidence, I can't allow it to pursue what is little more than conjecture. Wait, it looks like an upside down mark of a cow. We need to wait for the professor person to come back, you know, with the little girl. No, you know, I'm Kazuma's girlfriend. But if we had evidence, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back at this exact moment and bring back some evidence. Evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on the victim's wrist to the case, then would you allow it? It must be like some gang sign or something, like he's part of like a child, oh, never mind. Is it part of like some kind of like, you know, some like, oh no, I can't. Things I can't say on stream. He might be linked to like a criminal ring or something. I would, yes. To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn. But as soon as he pointed it out, what I did notice was the color train draining from Miss Britt's face. Really? I have to find some link between that burn and the case. Milady was fair to begin with. This is a moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence that proves what that burn really means. So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court. The evidence that demonstrates an inextricable connection between the victim's burn and the strike. What? From all of us here? Is it? Let me have a look at this. Eh? Mienai no. Eh? Eh? Can I not? Oh yeah, I can. Yokatta! It's this thing! Koko da! Kore kore. Yeah, it's that. Found it. Hi, I'm a genius. This is so easy. This is a kid's game. Why is this easy? This is easier than Spy Fox. What is this council? You to never print? Yes, Your Excellency. I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, things we may have overlooked at that time are recorded forevermore. Wow, he has a way with words. Do hurry up, Rookie. What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further really would be quite inexcusable. Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer if you don't mind, Miss Britt. Bro, I have a lunch appointment. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I'm seeing? You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have that unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore. What? How? You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy. If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Sure, record exactly what you mean. What is it in this photograph that explains the reason for the victim's burn? Soko da yo, koko. Hi! Beefsteak? Actually, the point is the middle plate the steak was served on. The plate? Ah! Your Excellency, are you alright? As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I would guess it's some sort of trademark of La Carnival. Ah! Tashikani. This emblem on the plate. And the victim's burn. Are exactly the same shape! Yunosuke, you genius. You're spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant. But even if that is the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not. So how does that help us? I don't really know. It could have been the day before that. It most likely happened at some other unrelated time. I don't think this, how does this help? Well, Igiari. Sadly, Prosecutor Archie, the chances of that are extremely slim. Thanks. Why? The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosonaga? I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly. Yeah, how did he get that burn? Like, how did he... He must have had his hand on that for quite some while. But... I would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And although it's not a particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense just pointed out. This was no mild burn, that's for sure. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that... What's centigrade? You mean Celsius? What is centigrade? I've never heard of that before. Oh, hold on, what do you say? Oh, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds. Sambyoka. It's inconceivable that the victim wouldn't have let out a scream of pain then. Ah, maybe he was already... No, he was already... maybe they drugged him. I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks already, but I've not heard anyone scream at all. You know, maybe the lady drugged his water. Kingshima best attorney for real, for real. I'm a lawyer after all. You once had a real fight with the lady and the victim and the ugly. You mean this fine, beautiful madame? When it comes to detective work, think the possibility of angles of where the mark would be placed. Yeah. Pretty sure, my guess is he was like, you know, he was already like passed out, and so his hand was on top of it, so he couldn't feel anything because he was already passed out, and then she shot him. Pretty sure that's another way of saying Celsius. Yeah, okay, anyways. As the head word of law carnival, I can testify to that without hesitation. But you're a detective, not a waiter! Oh yeah, he doesn't even work there. There you have it, something isn't right there. As the detective said, anyone who burned themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that. And yet Inspector Hosonaga never heard the professor scream, not on that day or any before it. That's right. And the strange thing is, well, what if he just burnt his hand on the plate like after he got shot, but then the angle isn't right because he was like shot like when he was sitting like on the other side of a chair? Does that make sense? That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either. Yeah, he was probably drugged. If we inspect that, the wine glass, it probably has like drugs in it or something. That's why she took it. What are you suggesting? Well, the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day. That would be beyond careless, I think, counsel. Then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the old antiques dealer, all of us would, without any question, have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Ouchie? Yes, I suppose. So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream? I almost don't believe it. Ryunosuke, do you think? Can it really be true? Or maybe... I never dreamt would arrive at a conclusion like this, but... I'm starting to think that maybe... we've been led into a terrible trap! One of the... There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson... Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. I want to say you got drugged, but... if he was already deceased... yeah... maybe he was already deceased. No, he wasn't drugged. They already killed... you know what? They poisoned him. Yeah, okay. It wasn't a drug. They poisoned him. They poisoned his water. And then the gunshot is a red herring. Sleeping... I'm not sure. Did they poison his water? Or was it sleeping pills? Wakaran. I'm not sure. Wait, let me think about this. Yeah, let's go over what's already deceased. No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning in a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible. Apart from in one particular situation. Counsel, are you suggesting? Yes, it's only one possible. If the man was already dead. Already dead? Yeah, knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. When the beefsteak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead! Shinda! That's madness! Order, please! Counsel, explain this absurd notion at once. The victim was killed by a gunshot! But was he really? That's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student, but clearly he has no grasp on the facts. No, Prosecutor Ouchie, it's you who has no grasp of the facts. I beg your pardon? As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered the burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet, you dumbass? Back! Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly unlikely that Miss Brett knows something about it. Highly likely. Incredible. I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement. But Your Excellency! The justice system in our country may be in its infancy, but rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I am prepared to pass judgment. That's not what you said before! Bro! Thank you, Your Excellency. Wow, so now you're saying beyond reasonable doubt, huh? How was that smile? Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. Especially, you knew Japanese all along. Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours. Miss Brett, you speak Japanese? Nihongo dekimasu yo. Well, of course I do. I'm studying in your country after all. But then, why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now? My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in vulgar tones as much as possible. I can't do a British accent. But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you all on your own level. Well, you are the epitome of a true English gentlewoman. We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously afford us. I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson. Oh, she curtsied. So we're finally going to hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting. Yunosuke. Witness testimony. Shima has a good fancy lady voice. Of course. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible causes of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway. That most captivating and beautiful Why are you a simp? Not the judge being a simp too. Wow. This is biased. Will go down in Supreme Court's history, thank you. And this is gonna go down in history with the most Simpson court. Easy does it. I hope that is the last time I will have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Oh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone. Not at all, not at all. It is a delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady. And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's burn is utterly irrelevant. I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what has happened here today. The Minister of Justice? May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Amen. Huh? Thanks. What, was that a prayer just then? Well, you'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Marie, and put up with a cross-examination now. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much. How silly. I'm sure I don't need to remind you, counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination in this trial. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. I need to finish this by 11 AM. Yeah, we've got 22 minutes. We've got 22 minutes to finish this case. Cause I'm going to the Hunter x Hunter stage play today. Yes, Your Excellency. Then you may proceed with the cross-examination. I believe King Shima is speeding can do it. Let's do it. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burned his wrist like that. Let's press on this. But his hand was on the steering column plate for at least 3 whole seconds. You can't have not noticed. Do you think so? Let me ask you something. Sorry? Ever since I arrived at this courtroom, and even still now, the fly on those unsightly black trousers of yours have been wide open. Oh my god. You can't not have noticed, can you? Huh? What? What fun! You hadn't realized. The dear lady is absolutely right. As a friend, you've embarrassed me as well as yourself, Inosuke. You're gonna backstab me like this. Kazuma, I see who you really are now. Why didn't you tell me? Not a homie. Wow, he's not a homie. Dr. Wilson was a true English gentleman. He chose honorable silence over a vulgar scream. Can you tiny brains imagine such a thing? Oh yes, I think my tiny brain can. Wow. Well, I can't. Anyway. Yeah, let's press on this again. Or to prove that this, as you testified before, you were drinking carbonated water, is that right? Dr. Wilson was only permitted to drink water at the time, if you remember. Which explains why he ordered that drink, correct, waiter? Exactly as you say, sir. Although, whether or not the professor actually drank any of the water when I delivered the steak to the table. I'm afraid I don't remember that. Damn you. Oh, I have enough English to understand that. At least for the benefit of others in the course. It means bless you. I think it means the exact opposite. Anyway. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report show no other possible cause of death besides gunshot. Really? そうかな? ちょっとね. Let's see. Oh, yaba. Back. Post-mortem report. Okay. That's true. 確かに. Yes, it's written here in the paperwork. Fatal hemorrhage from ballistic trauma. Yes. Luckily for all of us, a little burn on the wrist isn't going to kill us. And as there were no other signs of trauma on the victim's body to indicate some other cause of death, it can only have been a bullet from your gun that put an end to this innocent man's life. But it doesn't make any sense. The burn must have happened straight away when the plate was first brought to the table by the waiter. Yeah, otherwise it wouldn't be hot. Yes, that's true. If it had cooled even slightly, it wouldn't have been able to make a burn like that. And if the victim burned his wrist on the hot plate as soon as it was brought out from the kitchen, then he must have already been dead at that point. Is it okay if I eat my bread? And yet, the fact is that the victim was killed by gunshot to the chest. until you're able to show the court evidence to disprove that. This is a complete waste of time. Sorry, just let me, I'm gonna eat my sausage bread. You always gotta eat. I don't think that Prosecutor Archie is right. Ah. Every time I go away, a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace. Please do show me. My favorite part of the stream is the eating part. Without leaving a trace. Oh, a slip of tongue without leaving a trace. If someone is shot, strangled, or stabbed, or thrown from a height. However, a person's life is taken, there's always telltale traces on the body. Quite right, dear lady. And as our police force has thoroughly examined the body of the deceased, there can be no doubt. Isn't that right, Inspector Hosonaga? I was a Florida investigation. There will be physical pressure while there's course of death. I may be just I will close my really can't. If heaven forbid, you doubt me, young man. You're going to tell everyone how exactly you think the professor did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it? No, no, Paris, the so-called such a sweet young lady's innocent into question. No, I just let you guys do because you who do such aspersions. What? Asparagus. Actually, there might be. Wasn't the body moved? Yeah, the body was moved. Worth killing someone that leaves no trace. Poison. We need some evidence to back us up here. Yes, evidence. Oh yeah, isn't she part of the med school or some shit? She'd have access to drugs. The land of the Great British Empire, the police store anything down at some crime for later examination. But in this country, investigate once and that's the end of it, isn't it so? Quite right, like Carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident. Exactly, which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost. Oh, why are you dying? What's the speech bubble here? It doesn't even occur to naive detectives to try to preserve the crimes. Oh god. I'm trying to be as tactful about this as I can, you understand? I can't let blah, the lady is as formidable as she is beautiful. Amazing. He's actually admitting our police may be flawed. Perhaps Professor Archie is finally starting to see sense. I very much doubt that. Still, there's something about what Miss Britt just said. There was a moment before when something didn't quite seem right. What do you think, Inosuke? I think it's going terribly. No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up any new information. Yes, as I suspected. She's a tough witness. We need to find a way to break her testimony. Or the cross-examination will be over. But that won't be. I have to find a way. There must be some clue somewhere to help us find a chink in her armor. Kazuma. What, Inosuke? There is one thing I noticed. Something that has been bothering me. Bothering you? You mean about Miss Britt? About the magnificent, beautiful young lady? Actually, no. About the person standing next to her. Inspector Hosonaga. The detective? Yes, he seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Britt's last statement. I was wondering if it might be significant. If it might present an opening, maybe. Some handle on it. Or I have an idea. Try pressing her on that last statement one more time. If you think so, but this time, instead of targeting the woman herself. Let's see what we can get out of the detective. Right then, I wonder what Cosmo's thinking. I'll find out soon enough, I suppose. Once I press Miss Britt on her last statement again. Soka. Unfortunately, I have no idea what the without leaving a trace. Okay, let's press again. Hi! Vera, what do you mean by that? Yeah, the mouth bleeding part isn't suspicious, but somehow him coughing is. In this country. 待てよ。その声良かったね。Why? Up until now, the detective has been in the stand with Miss Britt as her interpreter. But things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the English woman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity. What do you mean? When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you'll find they often let their guard down. You're right. Look at him, he's lost in his own thoughts. You can see a friggin' thought bubble above his head. It's time to pursue the man in his train of thought. Sorry? Pursue? Train? Mugen train? I'll explain how to do it now, Ninosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker. What marker? At the moment, we're focused on Miss Britt, who's the person actually making the current statement. Oh, you can move the marker. But by moving the marker left and right with AD, you can turn your attention to other people in the stand. You're breaking immersion! Okay, I need to stop in like 10 minutes, sorry guys. While you're looking at the other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with a space. If you can catch the person at just the right time, you might uncover some new information to pursue. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst the people in the stand, take a good look around. Alright then, so first I should move the marker across with AD and focus on the detective, then pursue him with space and see what's on his mind. Here we go! Exactly, which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction. D! Eh? D! Koko! Chota! Yeah! What the? What's the meaning of this? I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in his thoughts. Deeply. It looks like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say? If there's something you'd like to say, please. Share of the court. Yigati! What is the meaning of this? It's a delightful English woman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, cross-examination should be over immediately. Oh, is that how it works? Absolutely not. Not in my court. The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness. Yes, not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Do you have something to add in relation to the statement just made by Miss Britt? Hurry up. Well, yes, if you don't mind, I would like to speak. The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain. Which is why I, Satoru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless. What do you really mean by that? I saved some evidence, actually. I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. It's preserving evidence, you see, it's stealing. Dude, that's stealing. I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. That smile there. That smile there. Ahem, ahem. A crime scene thief? Well, it looks like the lady's remarks touched the nerve there. Hosonaga, take this for example. This is the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table on the day in question. And yes, it's lost all of its fizz, having been opened 3 days ago now. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, there's some left in the bottle. You can see it. One day our police force will be among the best in the world. The time is coming, I guarantee it! You hit me! I can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. Court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence. Carbonated bottle of water. Miss Britt, can you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death? Yes, it was that bottle. What was that about? She seemed to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question. Very well, counsel, you may resume the cross-examination. And the inspector will kindly control his fervor. Ahem. Do we have more evidence now? Let's see what is on here. Meet mimashouka. The label's written in foreign language that I don't recognize. Do you know what it says, Kazuma? I think it's French. It must be very expensive water. Yes, but what does it say? That's what I was asking. Then go to France and ask. I don't like how sassy my friend is. You could just say that you don't know. Is there any water left over? Oh, there is. It's like half. So this carbonated water is the last drink Dr. Wilson ever had. It looks like there's still a little left in the bottle. Oh, it's just plain water now. You know, I've been sweating so much. I'm absolutely parched. I'll just have a sip of this to keep me going. You're gonna die. No, Rinosuke, you can't do that for one thing. That's evidence. You can't go drinking evidence. Oh no, you're right. We don't know what might be inside, do we? He never ceases to amaze me, Rinosuke. I'm always in one. Wow, he's dissing me completely. I wonder. Could there be anything in this water? What's the matter? You've gone quiet all of a sudden. Think I might have just worked something out. An interesting possibility. I think that's about it. Let's go back. Wait. Chotto a minute. Wait, I need to go back. I'm gonna try. I never even thought of pursuing another witness over the current witness's statement. That was a great idea of yours, Cosmo. Well, it was all thanks to you noticing that the detective had reacted strangely to what the lady had said. I never had guessed that he had all that bubbling away underneath the surface. Haha, bubbling away. Haha, good one. Haha. To be honest, you keep surprising me at every turn. Sorry? Oh, never mind. What, are you gonna confess to me? So we know that Dr. Wilson was killed at around the time the steak was brought to his table. And by some means that left no physical trace on his body. If we could just demonstrate how it was done. Well, I do have one idea about that. About how the professor was killed. Maybe I should just present the evidence and see what happens. Yeah, you know, I was gonna do that anyway. Back. On the witness. Koreda. Hi! Wow, what about that last statement made by the witness? Daminano. It seems perfectly reasonable to me. Exactly! Perfectly. Oh, fuck. I fucked up. I'm running out of time. I might have to stop here. I'll think about it later. Well, hold on. I'm gonna stop here for today. Is that okay? Gomenasai. Save. Save. Yes. Okay. Okay. I might have to. I'm gonna end it here for today because I gotta go watch the Hunter x Hunter stage play, and also I gotta do some work before then. But yeah. Thank you for coming, Shimas. We'll get to the bottom of this next time. But make sure to capture. Gotta make that beautiful lady pay for her crimes. That beautiful, elegant British lady. Thanks for the stream, Kim Shiba. You're welcome, Shimas. Wait. What? What do you want? What do you mean, wait? To me now? Well, you're gonna confess to me now, all of a sudden? Oh, good. Thank you for the stream, King. This one. Oh, I'm glad. Next time we'll continue on with the voice acting. I'm honestly surprised at how I'm able to, I don't know. I think sometimes the less sleep I have, the more awake I am. I'm pretty awake today for some reason. Thank you, Taco Sapien.
Taco Sapien paid their taxes.
Arigato. Of course. Thank you. Almost tax-paying citizen. Very late Texas Kingdom. Thank you. But anyways, we'll see you next time. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Tomorrow is my Onesan is gonna come over to do some ASMR. Nesan ga kuru yo. So look forward to that. I haven't prepared anything for it, but my beautiful, sexy na Onesan ga kuru kara. Yeah. Anyways, see you tomorrow. Bye bye. See you ending. Wait, how do I turn this? Hold on. Wait a second. Bye bye. じゃあね。